Hey guys, how you doing? It's Paul from selfesteemschool.com. In this video I want to talk about handling discouragement when you're discouraged. What often leads to people becoming discouraged is unfulfilled dreams, set goals that haven't yet been reached, especially when you've tried so hard and put in so much effort, so much time. You're giving it everything it takes, giving it all the energy, and you just don't seem to be getting any results. That can lead to serious discouragement, and what do you do in those times when you're discouraged? How do you handle the discouragement when you feel like giving up, where everything you've done hasn't yielded results, hasn't given birth to any fruit? What do? Do you just give up and quit? And that's often the temptation, to just pack it in and to just give up and say to yourself, what, I've tried, it's not worked, and I can't be bothered anymore. But what you need to do in those times, what I personally do is, number one, I turn to God in prayer. I turn to God in prayer because I believe in prayer. Not everybody does, but I believe in the higher power. I believe in the higher source. And I believe that when I turn to God in prayer, He hears me and He gives me the strength and the courage to keep going. Number two, I remind myself of what God says about me in the Bible. It says I'm the head and not the tail. It says I'm above and not beneath. It says I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. It says that all things will work together for my good. That's what I choose to believe. That's what I remind myself of. And that helps me to handle discouragement. Number three, I find a friend that I can turn to. I find somebody that I can turn to who will encourage me, who will instill motivation and reignite my passion and my confidence. That's one of the key people I turn to, is my best friend Jackson. Every time I turn to Jackson, he just has the right words to say. God uses him to speak the right words into my life that motivates me. I remember there was a time I wanted to go to music school and do a diploma in drumming, and I didn't have the money. And I tried everything to get the money, I couldn't get it. And then I became discouraged, and I went to Jackson. I said, Jackson, I don't think this thing is going to happen. And he started to speak to me, he started to speak positivity into the negative situation. And, together we started brainstorming more ideas on what we could do to get the money. And eventually, we got the money. My motivation came back, my passion came back, my dream came back alive, because I found somebody to encourage me. And that's what you also need to do. In those times of discouragement, find somebody that can encourage you. Those are just a few tips that I want to share with you about handling discouragement in this video. Don't give up. Find an encouraging person to encourage you, that will lift your spirit and reignite the passion for your dreams, that will speak positivity, that will take your mind off the negativity and help you to refocus and shift your focus back on the positive things. Turn to God in prayer, ask God for help and strength, and remind yourself of what the Word of God says about you. God bless you. I'm Paul from selfesteemschool.com, encouraging you to stay encouraged with your dreams, with your goals. God bless you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.